Elizabeth was in much need of a companion.
And that is what we shall say when questions are asked.
We shall be receiving visitors for dinner.
Why do you not dine with your family ever?
Because that is not correct.
May I present the second of my two nieces, Miss Dido Lindsay?
I find her repulsive.
Papa, how may I be too high in rank to dine with the servants and too low to dine with my family?
I mean, you got to be proud of this final product.
I really am. I mean, I'm proud of everybody in the whole process. You know, it's been a long journey bringing this story to the screen, and it's been wonderful to work with Amma Asante, the director, and this incredible British cast. So yeah, I'm really, really proud to share this story with everyone.
When did you first find out about Dido and her story?
I first found out about Dido about 7 years ago when I first met the producer of the film, Damien Jones. I auditioned for another project, a very small role in a film, one of my first jobs after drama school, and he said, oh, do you know about this painting, this woman Dido Belle? And I'd never heard of her. So I immediately went and got a postcard of the painting and sort of kept it with me in the hopes that the film would be made. And then I met Amma Asante again for another project, which didn't come together. But weirdly, then I found out a couple of years later that she was attached to direct Belle. And I'd been working in the States for a while, and I was, you know, really keen to do something British, and this was the perfect thing, a period drama with a mixed-race woman in the lead. You know, it was completely unique.
I've enabled every rule of convention so that you would know exactly where you belong.
I don't know that I find myself anywhere. Do you love her?
As though she were created of you and me.
Having to, dress the part, act the part, talk a certain way, your demeanors. I mean, there's a lot to do when you're doing a piece like this.
Well, there is. I mean, the fact of the matter is, first of all, that we both, you're taken by the story. If the script is good, then you look at all the other stuff. And because of, having done a lot of theatre and stuff like that, you're used to the sort of way in which people dress and the way in which people talk. It's just something that comes from your background as a British actor, really.
No, I think the same. The actual period is not the problem. Getting the period right as far as the script is concerned, so that you understand the difficulty that a young woman of that time would feel, being brought up to have it to adhere to the etiquette and the strictures of the society in which she lived, is something that all those people took completely for granted. But you have to have a knowledge of them to break the rules, and there's no point in bringing a modern sensibility to something that took place over 200 years ago. So we have to make that sensibility work in the film so that people can see why they behaved in that way.
I had no idea she would be so black.
One does not make a wife of the rare and exotic.
Does she still have a tongue? I have a tongue. Though yours explains well enough why I may not marry your son.
What's interesting about both of you, like right here, you're kind of like the yin and yang of the film, like the very polar opposites. You're both trying to climb a ladder of success to some extent. Talk about Lady Ashford's motivation and goal.
Money. Money and being a good mother in that she has two boys who need to be married, who need to carry on the family name. It's about status and it's about economics.
Your ruling could bring the slave trade to its knees. Is that pressure not maddening, my lord?
Let justice be done, though the heavens may fall.
You have different ideals, different goals, or at least your character does. Talk about his motivation and his ideals.
John wants to change the world. I mean, he actually says that, which is kind of a daunting thing as an actor when you read that in the script and you say, oh, God, I've got to say that. It's a great line as well. But, part of the world that he wants to change is the Ashfords, is that kind of desire for money. These people who will step on top of everyone else to just, have more dinner parties and do whatever they do at home, wear pearl necklaces and,
Accumulate
and walk around.
Rule.
I mean, they just wear fancy clothes to walk around a park. I mean, that's actually what
it's security, it's
yeah.
land, it's show. It's...
there's actually this great scene in Vauxhall Gardens, which was a real place where people would go with their finery and their clothes and walk around.
Just to really show off their status.
Before the social network.
Yeah,
right?
before social networking.
The human face of
and they'd go and have raunchy things in the bushes and things like that. But John, he wants. I always see him as a modern character in this world, that he's been transported, and he's looking around and he's so frustrated that there is so much prejudice, that the idea that you could own another person and you can call another person my property and that you could sell them and their life is so worthless that it's cheaper for you to kill them and get the insurance than it is to get the medical attention. I mean, it just seems insane for us even talking about it. And so, that's what he wants to change.
What of your mother?
I know very little of her other than the colour she has given me.
Then at least you know she was beautiful.
You would risk your position for a man without name.
Laws that allow us to diminish the humanity of anybody are not laws.
He speaks a voice for people who do not have one.